As you mark this date, take a moment to reflect on where you are in your journey, emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. Relationships should be built on trust, respect, and support, making us feel seen and valued. In healthy connections, we grow and thrive together. But sometimes manipulation quietly erodes our confidence and sense of self, often without us even realizing it's happening. It's not always obvious. It's a slow, subtle process that leaves you doubting your reality and questioning your worth. Recognizing these patterns isn't about blame. It's about protecting your well-being and reclaiming your sense of self. Manipulation can make you feel lost, anxious, and unsure why. You might notice a growing sense of isolation or confusion. This guide will help you spot common tactics and regain clarity so you can begin to trust yourself again. Knowledge is power, the first step to reclaiming your perspective and rebuilding your confidence. Many have walked this path before, questioning themselves and hoping things will improve, only to discover their strength along the way. Recognizing manipulation is a skill you can learn and strengthen over time. We'll break down warning signs and real-life examples to make these concepts clear, so you can spot them in your own life or help someone you care about. By the end, you'll have practical steps to move forward, whether that means setting boundaries, seeking help, or making tough choices to protect your well-being and future. Remember, your story is yours to write, and every new day is a chance to reclaim your voice and your power. Manipulation in relationships is a form of emotional and psychological control that can be difficult to recognize at first. It often hides behind everyday interactions, making it even more challenging to spot. It's when one person covertly influences another for their own benefit, often ignoring or dismissing the other's needs, feelings, and boundaries in the process. Unlike healthy influence, manipulation is one-sided and often disguised as care or concern. The manipulator may act as if they have your best interests at heart, but their actions serve their own agenda. It thrives in ambiguity, rarely a direct command, but subtle suggestions, guilt trips, or emotional pressure that make you question your own judgment and doubt yourself. For example, someone might say, "I just worry about you with that friend. I love you too much to see you get hurt." On the surface, it sounds caring, but there's an underlying motive. The real message is, if you keep seeing her, you're hurting me. This shifts responsibility for their feelings onto you, making you feel guilty for your choices. Manipulation is a pattern, not a one-time event. It repeats over time, gradually wearing down your confidence and independence. Occasional selfishness doesn't make someone a manipulator. It's the ongoing campaign to control, undermine, or shape your reality that's the real problem. Over time, this creates an imbalance. One person always walking on eggshells, constantly second-guessing themselves to avoid conflict or disapproval. Manipulation makes you doubt yourself and depend on your partner for validation, eroding your sense of self. The fog of manipulation obscures your reality, making it hard to trust your own feelings and perceptions. Remember, your feelings and perceptions are valid, and recognizing manipulation is the first step toward reclaiming your clarity and confidence. Guilt tripping is a manipulator's favorite tool, and it's often used in subtle, everyday moments that can be hard to spot at first. Your partner uses your sense of guilt to control you, making you feel responsible for their happiness, moods, and even their disappointments. For example, you want a quiet night alone and they say, "I guess I'll just sit here all alone then." It's a statement loaded with expectation and silent accusation. The words sound understanding, but the subtext is designed to make you feel selfish or uncaring for having your own needs. This is emotional blackmail. If you don't do what I want, I'll suffer, and it's your fault. It's a way to make you feel trapped and obligated. A healthy partner expresses disappointment honestly, but without making you responsible for fixing their feelings or sacrificing your own boundaries. Manipulators weaponize their emotions to override your needs, making you feel like your desires are always less important. Over time, you start anticipating their needs, censoring your own desires to avoid guilt, and walking on eggshells just to keep the peace. You might stop seeing friends or pursuing hobbies just to keep the peace. This isn't compromise, it's surrendering your sense of self and freedom. Recognizing this pattern is the first step to breaking free. Awareness helps you reclaim your boundaries and your voice. A loving partner wants you to be happy, even if it means handling their own disappointment and respecting your choices. They don't use guilt as a cage. Your autonomy matters, and you deserve relationships built on respect, not manipulation. Gaslighting makes you doubt your memory, perception, and sanity. The term comes from a play where a husband manipulates his wife into thinking she's insane. In relationships, gaslighting dismantles your reality, making you dependent on your partner's version of events. Gaslighters deny things they said or did, even with evidence. Phrases like, "that never happened," or "you're too sensitive," are common. They twist your words, making you the problem. For example, you confront them about a hurtful comment and they deny it or blame you. Over time, you start thinking, maybe I am forgetful or too sensitive. This self-doubt is their goal. It makes you easier to control. The long-term effect is confusion and loss of trust in yourself. You may apologize constantly, unsure what you did wrong. Recognizing gaslighting means trusting your gut again. Your reality is valid. Isolation is a classic manipulation tactic. Manipulators cut you off from friends and family, making you dependent on them. It rarely starts with outright bans. It's a slow campaign. They might create crises when you have plans or claim your friends are a bad influence. Comments like, "you're always in a bad mood after seeing her," plant seeds of doubt. They may make social events so unpleasant you avoid them. Eventually, you decline invitations just to keep the peace. The goal, total dependency, where their reality is your only reality. With no outside perspective, it's hard to see their behavior as abnormal. If your world has shrunk since your relationship began, that's a red flag. Healthy partners encourage your connections with others. They don't see your support system as competition. Isolation is about control, not love. With a manipulative partner, you can never do anything right. Constant criticism chips away at your self-esteem. It's not about helping you grow, but making you feel inadequate. Criticism is often disguised as jokes or helpful suggestions. For example, "Are you really going to wear that? I'm just trying to help." This is paired with moving goalposts. No matter what you do, the standards change. You try to please them, but the finish line keeps moving. If you spend more time at home, you're suddenly boring. Your efforts are invalidated and you're left feeling defeated. This keeps you striving for approval that never comes. Over time, you internalize their criticism and lose confidence. That's the manipulator's goal, to make you doubt yourself and rely on them. A supportive partner builds you up, not tears you down. You deserve encouragement, not constant criticism. If you recognize your relationship here, remember, it's not your fault. Manipulators can be charming and persuasive, especially at first. They use love bombing to hook you, showering you with affection and praise. Red flags are often disguised as green jealousy as passion, control as devotion. You fell for the potential they presented, not the reality. Your empathy and compassion are strengths, not weaknesses. Manipulators target empathetic people, knowing you'll give them the benefit of the doubt. This dynamic is the manipulator's dance. One person leads, the other is forced to follow. You try to make the relationship work, thinking you're the problem, but the dance was rigged from the start. Realizing this is when the music stops. You're not the one with two left feet. You're dancing with someone who trips you on purpose. Awareness is your first step to freedom. Recognizing manipulation is a huge first step. Now start gathering information and seeking outside perspective. Document confusing conversations and how they made you feel. This record is for you. Reconnect with your support system, even in small ways. Reach out to a trusted friend or family member for perspective. If you feel isolated, consider a helpline or support group. Seeking professional help like a therapist can be transformative. Therapy helps you understand the dynamics, rebuild self-esteem, and set boundaries. Practice small acts of autonomy. Take a walk, enjoy a hobby, or spend time alone. These small steps rebuild your sense of self and independence. Each act is a building block for your self-worth. Remember who you were before the fog and who you can be again. Healing starts with one step. Leaving a manipulative relationship is about reclaiming your narrative. For too long, your partner defined your reality and worth. Now, you're writing your own story. This takes courage, but seeking answers shows your strength. Healthy relationships are safe harbors, not battlefields. You deserve to be seen, heard, and valued without having to prove yourself. If you feel overwhelmed, reach out for help. Hotlines, therapists, and support groups exist for you. Sharing your story can lift a huge weight and provide practical support. Your future is a blank page. Fill it with nurturing relationships and self-belief. Trust your intuition, honor your feelings, and take one brave step at a time. You are the author of your life story. The best chapters are still unwritten.